What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Climb Together podcast. This is your host, Tonage Scorpio, with your co host, Deception. The Deception, say hi.
How's it going?
So, oh man, I gotta fix my sound real quick. It's like, it's not good. Hold on. I had to turn
It's
it.
not good.
It's not good. There we go. Better. Better. So, pretty much, uh, welcome back to the 53rd episode.
Yes.
We got a lot in store this week. Thank you guys. Also, just quick sidebar. I've been uploading all the episodes to YouTube, and the amount of love on them has been like crazy. Um, let me just read some of this out to you real quick. So the one that went out. Well, let me just like big screen this real quick. So the one that went out like last week, like October 20th was that. 20th was like Friday, right? The one that went out Friday, 16 views. The one that went out that Monday, the 16th, 13 views. Freaking like
So
you
we're
guys.
not doing half bad.
No, I mean like there's a couple like 5, 2, 1, but like we're getting over 10 views on these, and I really appreciate it. You guys giving the love on these. I've been really trying like my best to like push these out. It's it's been hard with like school and work and just life in general to 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 get these uploaded, but now I'm like really like making an effort to get caught back up. Um
I've been
and
rewatching some of them too, because
yeah,
like
it's
it's
nice to
really
like
interesting because like it's been a hot minute
it's been
since
like
we
we're
did
like a year
this.
we're like a year behind, cuz like the one that is going out today is our first episode since I like our first episode with me at college.
Oh yeah.
So it was like a catch up of summer of 2022. So I mean we're like a year behind. I mean it's not like we didn't do a lot of podcasts, especially in the first half of this year. So it's not that many podcasts left. I mean I think we were like 20 more podcasts after Friday that I include like for this one 20 more podcasts till we're caught up.
Mm.
So we're getting there. We're getting there. But thank you guys so much for the love. I just wanted to start out with that. And if you guys haven't watched, if you guys want to go down a trip down memory lane, we have, as of after this podcast at like 4 p.m. today, we'll have 32 podcasts up on YouTube. So if you guys want to, be like, hey, or like you're new and you want to like catch up on what we've been talking about for all this time, like we talk about like everything. So yeah. Anyway, also my titles, killing it. Killing it with the titles. Anyway, enough about that. I just wanted to say that first and foremost.
Yeah.
So, biggest thing I think that has kind of happened this week is um the Gamesquare acquisition of Faze Clan. So we've covered a
Mhm.
lot of like Faze Clan in the past like couple months, I guess you could say the past year or so, here on this podcast. And one thing that we've been kind of talking about is like what they need to do to get better, because they are still like racking in all that money and viewers and still going forward, but at the same time they're going backwards. They're not doing as much as they could be doing and the potential that they have. And like it's like this whole like thing, they were ran by like boomers, essentially like people in their 70s and their 80s that were just kind of like retired,
People
like
that had no idea what was going on with like
yeah, like retired
the
people that
gaming
worked in
space.
like corporate America their whole lives, and they're like, hey, this gaming thing, it's gonna make us a lot of money. Let's just like see what we can do with it, and like if we mess up, who cares? We're 80 years old. Like let's just get our
Yeah.
bag and dip. And so Gamesquare, they are the company. They are kind of like it, for those of you
They're the
guys.
parent company for Complexity as well.
Yeah. So Complexity is a pretty popular esports team
Now that
too.
Tim is on Complexity, they're kind of like coming back.
Yeah. So
They were really popular back in when when they were in COD
yeah.
back in like Black Ops 2, because they had like the best team. and all that, and everybody knows about the Complexity Dynasty, but they kind of like fell off for a few years, and
And
now
then
they're back.
they picked up Tim, which I think like was good for them. And
Yeah, Tim was huge for them.
so pretty much with this, pretty much if you're like, okay, well, like, is like Gamesquare gonna be in charge of Faze Clan now? Yes, in a way, but it's a more of like they appointed Faze Banks CEO. So you guys don't know Faze Banks. He's the one of the original members of Faze,
He's
like
an
one of the
OG.
founders. Like
He's been there since like
they
at least 2011,
pretty much almost since
maybe
day one. You
earlier.
know, like over a decade. You know, and so they're giving the reins over to him, and Temper I think is going to be the president, and then Apex is going to be something I can't remember off the top of my head. Hold on, let me pull. Let me.
Apex is a COO.
COO. Okay, yeah. It's the COO is like the chief of operations. Oh, I'm so good.
Yeah.
I'm so good. That's the business of me. Okay, this is the reason kind of why I wanted to talk about this is because I am a business student. Okay, so you know I get this is like my realm. Okay, when it
True.
comes to gaming, like I really know the business aspect of this, mainly because it's what I study every single day. So pretty much being a parent company, it's pretty much they're just kind of like they're like more of investors, I think, in Faze's situation. I mean, there's still things that they have to like approve, and they're still gonna want to have a say because but they're not gonna be like the previous like people in charge of Faze, like the previous board of previous board of Faze, where they kind of just like make all the moves and everyone else just has to like do like it. Like Faze, like Banks, Temper, and Apex are gonna have a lot more like freedom to do what they want with Faze and bring it back to what it was before, which I feel like now they can bring it back to what it was before and still have that like aspect of like Faze Clan doing what they've been doing, you know, like
Well, I mean,
the
look what they did already. The first video they posted.
yeah, I mean like well Banks said that technically speaking, the deal won't close for another like 60 days or so, like 30 to 60 days. It'll close before the year is out, but there won't be like a lot of like back end changes until
They still
then.
basically have control.
Yeah, but there's not going to
Like,
be any like real changes to the organization until
yeah,
that deal happens. But like on the content side, I mean like you can see like a lot of the OG like YouTubers are like OG Faze Clan members are getting back into YouTube. This is um like their
they
remotivation to like
posted for the first time in what I believe I
years.
think the last time they posted it was probably last time they posted one of these was probably like Black Ops 2
Yeah.
or Black Ops 3 maybe at the latest.
Like I
But
saw
like
that
they
phase.
posted a sniping team touch and I was like,
Yeah.
what in the
I
world
haven't
is happening
seen one
right
of
now?
those in forever. I saw that and I said, "Are you kidding me? Like this is awesome." I watched it immediately. It was so good. Um it just like I feel like this is gonna be a really good thing for Faze and like a really good thing for the gaming industry as like a whole because I think we've talked about this before, but like Faze is where the everyone outside of gaming is looking at when they refer to gaming. Everybody knows what Faze Clan is, right? They know that logo. They don't know exactly what's going on, but like when people the amount of people you'd be like, hey, do you know what
Even if
Faze
they
is?
just understand it as like a meme, they know what phase
They
is.
know what Faze is. Like that's it's a very like
Phase is like on the level like even in like meme culture, if that's the only thing you know phase by, phase is like the same as like the MLG logo or the intervention.
yeah. So it's a very well known thing. Like anyone that games pretty much knows about Phase, right?
Yeah.
It's like kind of
Even
goes
if you
like
don't play COD.
even if you don't play COD, like you know it. Like I like to bring up this reference, but versus 12-year-old brother, right? He watches Phase Rug like religiously,
Yeah,
right?
and
I
Rug
saw
never does COD videos
no.
anymore.
The thing is like I like went into his like we got back from college, like we got back from somewhere, and I like went in to say hi to him, and he was watching a Phase Rug video. I'm like, do you know Phase Clan? And he's just like, well, I know Phase Rug. So like yeah, kind of, but so I'm like, oh, like you know that they compete in like esports. He's like, no. I was like,
Because
fair
I don't
enough.
know what that
I don't know,
is.
but he knows Faze Rug, like, but
I will say this: Faze Rug's G Fuel flavor is great.
it is good. It's really
It's
good. I like it.
fantastic.
It's delicioso.
It's great.
But so like I don't know. I feel like I've really high hopes for this. I feel like this is exactly what Faze needed to come back into being the dominant force that they were in the gaming industry before. You know, because I mean, with the way that they were going, it was sad. You know, I mean, like they like Nate Shah has said this. Like, if Faze succeeds, then gaming succeeds, and I
I
feel
mean,
like
that's true.
that's like because
That's
they're
true.
like what's in the people's eye and then like their stocks and everything since they're
They're
a
the
publicly
biggest.
trading company and everything like Faze
Yeah,
succeeds, gaming
we're not
succeeds.
gonna talk about how they left, how they we're not gonna talk about how they were acquired for over $1 billion, but Complexity got them for 98% less. We're not gonna talk about that.
Nah.
The deal with Complexity was supposedly like 16 or 17 million,
Damn.
which is way less for than
Yeah.
what they were acquired for.
But so I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of hope. I'm excited to see what they do with this. Not only as like a gamer, but as someone who is also an org owner and like just like is a business person.
As
Um,
much as like they've had to deal with all the BS of what's been happening the past few years, I feel like they'll more than take advantage of the power they have now.
oh, for sure, for sure. I feel like that's like gonna be they're gonna take it and they're gonna run with it. They're not gonna like just kind of like
Yeah.
fumble the ball. I truly believe that they're given this power and they're not just gonna like waste it. They're gonna use it to its full ability.
Oh my god, I just thought of this.
What? What?
I wonder how Pomage feels.
Bro, I was thinking
Cause he
about that
left
too.
Phase because they weren't the same org as they
He
used to be.
literally just left and rejoined Optic. But like I feel like his I feel like what
Nah, I
he's gonna
feel
get.
like he's probably happier on Optic
I feel like
because
that
now
too,
he's
cause
moved to Texas and like he's like a part of stuff again.
yeah.
I think he's happier now.
Well, here's the reason why Pamaj left Optic recent
Was
like the
because of
most
the
recent
Infinite stuff.
because of the Infinite situation, right? And I feel
Yeah.
like if that situation
Same
didn't
reason why
happen,
Courage left.
yeah. And I feel like if that situation didn't happen, like I feel that Pamaj would probably have still been part of Optic. Like I don't think he
Oh,
would have went
dude.
back to Phase.
Dude, I forget that Courage was on Optic sometimes.
Me too, but
That's insane
when he went over to
that he
Hundred
was on
Thieves,
Optic.
I was like butthurt. I was just like, "Are you kidding me?"
I wasn't butthurt because I understood
Well,
what
I didn't
happened. I knew
understand.
what happened.
Well, the thing
Like
is I
the
didn't
reason
know.
why he left Optic for 100 Thieves is because this is funny now because they're sponsored by Razer, but he wanted a Razer sponsorship and they wouldn't let him have it. Even though he was technically like an independent creator, like not a
Yeah.
pro or anything like that.
Well, like the thing is too is when that whole situation went down, I didn't realize like the depth of like the Infinite situation. Like I didn't I knew that that was like a thing, but I didn't realize like
Didn't
how
realize it
bad
until
it was.
everybody started talking about it, which I
Yeah.
mean, I think most people didn't realize it
Well, because
until everybody started talking
they
about it.
couldn't really talk about it though. That's the thing.
I don't think it's because they couldn't. I don't think it's because I think it's because they didn't want to. Because they
That's
talked
yeah.
about it even when they were still under Infinite.
It's true.
I think they were like almost a little scared to talk about it because it was so early.
Mhm.
But like after a whole bunch of drama happened and like basically everybody kind of like had a loose understanding of what was going on with
Yeah.
them and Infinite, they started spilling the beans.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just
And that's the whole thing. Like what I sent you yesterday about Forsaken being unbanned in CS.
mhm.
That happened during the whole Infinite thing.
Oh.
Because Optic signed an Indian CS:GO team,
Yeah.
and he was on it,
Oh. Oh yeah, I
and
see the
that's when he
Optic
was caught
logo.
cheating.
Damn. I remember that too.
And that's the crazy thing is he killed that whole team. Like that happened, and they just got rid of that
Yeah.
team.
I mean, there's no point like coming back. There's no coming back from that. I don't think so.
I don't know. I feel like they could have continued, but that was like a whole Infinite thing because you have to keep in mind like they got rid of that team so fast. they got rid of the Halo team,
Mm-hmm.
and they almost got rid of the COD team.
Yep. But COD is like what Optic's built on. You can't.
Well, yeah, but they didn't care. They
You
almost got
can't.
rid of the COD
That
team. They
like.
just they almost just, if Hex hadn't have been there
Oh yeah.
to talk some sense into them, the COD team was just poof gone.
Yeah. Well, the thing is too is like that's why like 100 Thieves got into Call of Duty like in the CDL as soon as they could is because what's an age shot without Call of Duty? You know what I mean? Like I know he's been
That's
grinding.
true.
He's been grinding Valorant and like golf lately. Like he's doing like a golf stream right now, but like with an age shot without Call of Duty, like that's like it's not an age shot anymore. So like
That's true.
his org is 100 Thieves, like they're like as a community we expect them to be in COD. It's like it's a name that associates with that game.
That's like when he didn't have a team in COD.
Yeah.
In Infinite Warfare and World War II, everybody was like, okay, this is weird. Where's Nate Shot?
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's the association aspect of it too. But
I do think it was perfect that he came back in Black Ops 4,
oh
though,
yeah,
because there were so many team changes being made and so many adjustments trying to be made because of 5v5 that he just swooped in and took some of the best
he's like
players.
yank.
Like, there were a lot of players that didn't know where they were going to go, didn't know what team they wanted to be on, didn't know who they wanted to play
Mm-hmm.
with, and Nate Shot was like, hey, look, I'm making a team.
Hell yeah, yeah you did. So anyway, moving on. So this isn't. This is kind of like just interesting because I mean, recently was the Halo World Championships, which was won by Faze Clan on that
Mm-hmm.
one, and just the other day popped up on my Twitter feed is there is like a separate development team, I guess, making a Halo Infinite Battle Royale. It's supposed to come
It's
out
already
here,
out.
isn't it? Yeah, it's out, isn't it? Um, so I feel like that's
I
pretty
mean,
cool.
it's not really like the
It's
biggest
not
thing in the
great,
world because I'm pretty sure there's only like 20 players or something in it or whatever.
and like the
But
graphics are like
it's a
meh.
battle royale nonetheless.
It's a battle
But
royale for Halo. That's something I feel like a lot of people have been asking for with the game. Like it's you can't really have an FPS game these days without having a battle royale attached to it in some sort of capacity, and that's kind of unfortunate at the same time. But I mean, with the way the gaming is right now, like battle royales like where things are at right now. That's like where people have the most fun, I guess. And I mean, everyone can have Fortnite to thank for that. I feel like because that's how a lot of people got into gaming. Like the gaming boom was because of Fortnite and like COVID.
yeah, I feel like Fortnite. I will say there's the only negative about Fortnite is I feel like most games and most gamers feel like that games have to have a BR now.
Yeah,
Like, a lot of people are saying that X Defiant's gonna die if they don't have a BR, which I don't think is true.
I don't think so either. I
I
feel
mean,
like if
I
they
wouldn't mind an X Defiant BR, but I also don't think it needs a BR.
no, I
Like, I
mean if
don't think that's the end all be all for that game.
I mean, but the thing is it's not a yearly release game either. It's a one in. It's kind of like CS:GO. Like they're just gonna keep updating the game as time goes on, type deal. So if they eventually, oh my god, sorry, my voice is like going away. Eventually, if they like
You need some
decide,
water.
I do. I have water. I've been drinking it. It's just not enough apparently. Um, but so like eventually if they did want to put it in a BR they could because it's just the base game is just going to stay the same and they're just going to keep updating it throughout the years is what I'm getting
Yeah, and
from
it's like, because they're gonna keep the same game for probably at least 3 or 4 years. Like, I wouldn't anticipate any thought of an X Defiant 2 for at least 3 or 4 years.
yeah and
Like,
I feel like a
all
BR
they're
could be good a
basically, they're
nice
probably
addition.
gonna have like a dedicated team just to add guns and maps and
Oh yeah.
test stuff. So they have plenty of devs that they could put on a BR team
Mm-hmm.
if they wanted to make a BR.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's BRs are very important, and I understand this Halo Infinite BR. I think it's separate from the game in and of itself. I feel like it's like a separate entity. I believe.
It's in Forge,
Yeah.
but they have their own like map and stuff like that, and they did a lot of modding things with it.
Yeah. So we'll just I haven't really seen much of it or played it myself, but I just thought that was pretty cool and interesting because it kind of brought up the whole like battle royale topic. Um, in and of itself. Like games is kind of needing them. Um, Probably like some of like the biggest news I think in gaming in the past like couple weeks is well like the past week is like NickMercs going to Kick.
Yeah,
Um,
that was huge.
like it was a big deal. He his video for it was absolutely great. Like I love like that video. His like announcement video was so cool. Like the graphics of it, like it was impeccable. If you guys haven't watched it, go watch it. Like it was short and sweet, but it was
That's
clean.
all you needed, though.
Yeah, like you
Like, he
like
didn't need like a 5-minute trailer for
no
Kick.
no. He literally
Like,
just
all he
like
needed was that,
he just like
and it
put
was
on a green
executed very
helmet and
well.
was like, let's fucking go, you know. And it wasn't
It
even
was
him.
executed very well.
Yeah, and it wasn't even like him. It was like a animated version of like the Spartan of NickMercs. So that was pretty
Yeah,
cool.
it was like his COD skin.
And I feel like that's really gonna be big for Kick, in that aspect
Well,
of
now
like
they have him and XQC,
yeah. So like those are
and
two of the biggest streamers out there right now. Like
I would say NickMercs is probably the biggest like shooter game streamer, and XQC is one of the biggest streamers. Period.
yeah. And I have my qualms with NickMercs. I don't watch him anymore. That's my own personal decision. I just the things that certain people stand for in the world, I'm just not like I have that thing as a person to set boundaries on what content I consume, right? And I
Yeah,
just don't consume Nick Mertz and like don't consume his content
that's
anymore.
fair.
Uh, but like I can still sit here and be like, damn, man's is making moves and he's killing it. Like
That's gonna be huge for
he
him
had like
considering how much pull he has on Twitch.
oh yeah, he had like this like party at TwitchCon like this past weekend like too with which was also like aligned with like that. I think that's so he announced this while at TwitchCon.
Well, the thing about Kick though is I think anybody that signs a big deal like that with Kick is still non-exclusive.
I think so
Like,
too.
he could still stream on Twitch if he wanted to, I think.
Yeah, and segueing kind of into the next thing, like Twitch announced that like multi-streaming is now allowed, uh, which pretty much essentially means you can stream to multiple different platforms. There's no like exclusivity thing unless
They
you
re-allowed
yeah,
it.
there's no exclusivity contract unless like you sign one. You know what I mean? Like, but if you're like a Twitch affiliate or a Twitch partner, like you can still stream on
Yeah,
other
now you
platforms.
don't have to give up affiliate to do it,
Yeah.
which is good.
So unless you like make like a big deal, kind of like NickMercs
Unless you
made with Quick,
basically get partner, because I think partner is exclusive.
I
I
have
could
no
be
idea.
wrong.
I have no clue. I cannot. Yeah, I don't know. I do not know too much about this, but I feel like that's
all I'm saying is I have plans for
you have plans.
multi-streaming.
Yeah. I have a couple ideas. I feel like I might make my return to Kick. I don't know. I think we should keep the podcast on Twitch though. I feel like it's does better over here,
Yeah, I
honestly.
feel like multi-streaming the podcast would be a bit too much.
Yeah, because we already like display the chats. Like I don't want to display four chats. This just gets like that gets too clunky for me, you know.
Yeah.
And the chats are gonna be displayed until Deception does a face reveal. So, um, we're just waiting on that, I guess.
Sure.
Hashtag give Deception what he wants, so he does a face reveal. That's all I gotta say on that one. But yeah, I feel like multi-streaming for Twitch is gonna like it's giving them a little bit more credibility, I guess, because
I
I
feel
feel like
like
a lot of people,
overall it'll be good for Twitch.
yeah,
Like, I don't understand why they even got rid of it in the first place.
yeah, it's
Like,
just because like people are like, well, I want to stream on this platform, but I can't because I'm streaming on Twitch, or I want to stream on this platform, so I'm just gonna stop streaming on Twitch. So like now people will just stream everywhere, and it's just like it's better for everybody
I
because
mean,
it's not like
yeah, you could be like Ninja and just stream on like 7 different platforms.
exactly, exactly. I mean, like
Like, I could do, if I really wanted to, I could do Twitch, Kick, and YouTube.
yep, and free add in Trovo. Fuck it, we bought like add in Trovo. I
Add
don't
in
think,
Trovo, add in Facebook Gaming,
yeah, literally, just do it all, do it all. I mean, like
add in TikTok.
I understand why Ninja hasn't signed another exclusive deal though, because and why he just kind of streams everywhere is because of like the whole like Mixer situation. Like he really got screwed over. Like I mean, not really. I mean, he
Him
still
and a
got his.
bunch of people
I mean,
got screwed over.
I mean, he still got his bag, but at the same time, like he gave up Twitch, like consistency on Twitch to go over there, right? Which is like his career, you know. And then like they ended up just like not even a year later, like failing as a company.
well, that was the thing is like it did that to a lot of people. Like even like he's not nearly as big as a Ninja, but he's kind of big in the COD scene because of how influential he was on like doing in-depth stuff about guns and stuff. But like Drifter went over to Mixer, and obviously he didn't get the type like a Ninja level deal, but
Yeah.
he did sign a deal and get quite a bit of money to go to Mixer, and I'm sure the money was good, but like I know he talked about streaming on Mixer in his videos, but I never went to watch him.
Nope.
Like that's probably the case with a lot of people. A lot of people are like, "What Mixer? What the heck is this? Like, why would I go watch somebody on Mixer?" And like that's the thing I think with a lot of people because like Ninja and like Drifter and like all these people that went to go stream on Mixer were yeah they probably got a lot of money, but they probably didn't get even a tenth of the viewers that they got on Twitch.
Yeah. They like
Which I mean,
I mean they got money, but I think they also like lost out on money too, like in the
well
long
they ended
run.
up losing out ultimately. Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, in both senses. I mean,
because I mean yeah you can get a lot of money from a deal, but if you're not getting that, if you're not pulling the same numbers and subs and stuff, then yeah.
you're gonna be end up losing like your monthly income.
Because
But
like personally, I wouldn't like that. Like
no,
if I was averaging like 50 to 100 viewers or something like that on Twitch, and my chat was nice and I was getting good money from subs, and then like Mixer offered me a deal where they're like, oh, I can get this amount of money, but I might only have 5 viewers. I'd be like, hey, I don't know.
yeah. I don't know. It is what it is, I guess. It's now we can stream wherever we want unless we're in an exclusive deal. So that's pretty cool. Kind of going into the next topic. There's a new Valorant agent. His name is ISO. I know Deception doesn't play Valorant, but I do. I compete in my
Wyatt
school's
and
team.
Cash are trying to get me into Valorant.
I think you should play, bro. I really do. I think you would have a good time after, you learn the ropes. Then we can play together, and I feel like that'd be pretty cool. So
Then
pretty
you'd
much,
have somebody that's worse than you.
bro, I'm not that bad. Okay, I'm not that bad. I just don't play a lot anymore. Remember when I used to play like every day?
No.
No, that was before you knew me. I used to play
Yeah.
the Valorant beta, dude. I played from day one, every day, like
Dude, you,
8
you want to know
hours a
something about the
day.
Valorant beta that I wish that COD would learn from?
What?
Like the Valorant beta was up until from when it came out till launch. Like, why don't COD do that? Why can't we just play MW3 beta until launch?
Because why would COD do that? You know what I mean? Why
Yeah,
would
but
why would
like
COD do something that's sensible?
there's no point in making us go back to the awful game that was MW2 when we could just play the MW3 beta till launch.
Because Call of Duty doesn't do anything that makes any sense.
Hopefully they start doing that now with Bobby Kotick out and Phil Spencer in.
Maybe. I don't know,
I mean,
but
I don't expect any major changes for this game, but like I said, Treyarch's next game, we might see some stuff.
yeah. But anyway, so this new agent, he his ultimate actually it sends you into a 1v1 duel outside the map, like in a void.
What?
Yeah. So you pop this ultimate and it takes you into a 1v1 duel. You have like 30 seconds for one person to kill each, like for either one person to kill you, like for someone to kill you or you to kill the other person, or you both die.
If that gets used in combat, that'll be insane.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's going to be interesting. I mean, I don't
If
have the
that gets
agent
used
unlocked,
in
so I
comp,
can't.
that will be wild.
I haven't used him yet, mainly because I don't have him unlocked. But I've seen some like clips and stuff on like Twitter of like some of his stuff. His abilities are pretty cool. I feel like it adds like a different play style. I feel like to the game, which I feel like is pretty interesting.
That's pretty insane. That is like the most out there thing I've seen somebody add in a game like that.
Yeah. So it's definitely different than any of the other, very different from any of the other ultimates. So
Yeah.
I'll be excited to see how it plays out in um, either competitions or just like regular unrated play. But yeah.
That's pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm. So something else interesting that happened this kind of week, so it's this week before, it's drama around Censor. Not as much drama as like him just like really messing up. I feel like, I've kind of talked about it over.
Severe mistakes have been
Yeah,
made.
I've kind of talked about it over DMs, but I wanted to like bring it up the podcast so we can really like delve into it a little bit
Well, because
because
I don't think it was like it wasn't like extremely worth talking about the first time,
yeah, because
because
like it
I
was like
think
a
it was
slip up.
clear that he didn't even mean to say it.
Yeah, I
But
mean
like
like one
the
time it's
second
like
time, it's like, bruh.
like okay. So pretty much if you don't know, Censor is a Call of Duty player for he's the captain of the Boston Breach Academy team. He's been playing professional Call of Duty for years.
He's been playing for as long as Scump has been playing.
Yeah. So pretty much what happened is he said the F slur on stream a couple weeks ago, and then this past week he said the N word on stream.
He
Um,
actually only said it like a couple days apart from
yeah,
each other.
actually, yeah, it was just like literally like
It was both in the
3 days
same week,
later, I think, or
I
something.
think. Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, bro, come on. Because, like, the first time it's like, okay, like,
The first time it's like you could tell he slipped though. You could tell he
mhm.
didn't mean to say it.
Like, it's like, okay, you can give them the benefit of the doubt and be like, okay, like, we all kind of grew up in these COD lobbies. We know how it goes. Like, I mean, most of
Yeah,
the
especially
professional.
because he's frustrated because he's playing against cheaters.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
like, as someone who is gay, that is no excuse to say the word, okay? No one should say it. But you can have a little bit of, like, understanding of, like, he didn't mean it. And like it was a mistake and he apologized, he took accountability, right? And then a couple days later he said the n-word on stream when he was like arguing with someone in game chat.
he was repeating what that guy said.
Yeah, so like I don't think it was intentional, but at the same time, like, come on, dude, like you have a lot of young kids that watch you. You have
I think
like
he was just he's letting his emotions get the best of him.
and you can't do that, you know what I mean? Like you have to, if you're like, okay, like I'm gonna be in a situation where I might say this, like don't put yourself in that situation. Like it's not okay to say either of those words.
Yeah, I think that's what he's doing now. Because I think he literally went out and bought a console so he doesn't play against as many
Well,
cheaters.
the thing is he's banned on Twitch now
Yeah.
because he said those on stream, which I feel like is completely valid.
Yeah, that's fair. I feel like
Because
everybody saw that coming.
yeah, he'll probably just move to Kick, as everyone that gets banned on Twitch does.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. I don't feel like I don't know. Like I feel like he should be like held accountable in some sort of fashion other than just being banned on Twitch.
I just
Because
don't know if he'll get. I don't know if he'll get taken off the Breach Academy team.
I don't know either.
I don't know if he will, and it's hard to even say if he should.
Like that's not for me to decide. I mean, I have only like I can only speak on like one of the words that he said, not both of them.
Yeah.
Because I'm white. If you guys didn't know,
I can't really speak on either of them.
I am Caucasian. I am from the mountain of Caucasus. Okay, I am whiter than white. All right. Think about like paper and how white it is. That's how white I am. Okay. So I can't speak on the N word. Okay, because I one I
Yeah.
don't have the right to. Two, I don't have the right to. Like it's not my place. But as far as like the F slur, like I'm indeed gay. So I feel like that does give me some ground to speak on it and like my opinions on the situation. I feel like it differs. Like I've been called that word, or like iterations of that word, in a derogatory
Yeah.
sense. And I feel like him in that in alone like that alone in and of itself, it's not okay to say. period. But I feel like him taking accountability makes up for some of that. Not all of it.
He did have a good apology.
He actually took accountability for saying it, and I can see that. But he didn't do that for
Well,
the
and
Unreal
I
pick.
think it's also like you got to give him props for even if it was like on stream and people heard it. Like, I don't think a single person posted or leaked that he said it before he made the apology.
I don't
I
think so
didn't even
either.
know what happened. I
I don't
just
even
saw
know.
the tweet of him apologizing. I was like, what did he even do?
Like probably wouldn't even known it happened, but so I will like be like, okay, yeah, like in my head he's forgiven. I know in other people's heads he's not, and that's totally completely fair. Everyone's entitled to their own, whatever, their own what word am I looking for? Their own levels of what's
Their
okay
own
and what's not.
assessment of the situation.
Yeah. For me personally, I feel like on the first one he's forgiven, but the fact that he said another word, like another slur, a couple days later, kind of like takes back on that because he's like, "I'm so sorry, like I won't do it again." And then he does it like 3 days later. So I feel like, the forgiveness that I once had for you, on like the benefit of the doubt, is now gone. Mainly because you did it again.
And he did it so quickly.
Yeah, literally. Like if it was like a couple years down the line, okay, whatever, it happens. But like literally 3 days later, 3 days later. I mean, it wasn't the same word. It was a totally different word, which I feel like is the other word is like I feel like the N word's pretty bad. Like that's like the worst word you could say in my book.
Yeah, that's worse, I think.
I mean, like not saying that the F slur is not a bad word, and not derogatory and like did not oppress people, but like I
I
feel
would
like
say the N word is more known and more used
in
in a sense of
derogatory
trying to
sense,
demean people.
yeah.
Like, I feel like that's the first word a lot of people go to.
Racism and homophobia, folks. But anyway, so that's kind of like my piece on that. I just kind of wanted to bring it up and get a little conversation going about it because it really is important to talk about. But
It'll be really interesting to see what happens with
mm,
Censor.
we'll see. I'm guessing his viewership count is gonna go down, or it might go up. Because a lot of people are defending him, saying it's just a word, which it's not just a word. By the way, these are not just words.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good defense.
No.
I think him making a mistake or slipping up is not a bad defense, but
But like the
saying
fact,
it's just a word is not
because
right.
these are words that have degraded people for centuries. They have oppressed people for centuries, and if you're saying it's just a word, educate yourself. Okay, go online and be like, why is this bad? And someone and lots of people will tell you why, because and other people will be like, it's not my job to tell you why, but like personally speaking, if you want to come
Yeah.
to me, if you want to know, if you're like, why is this a bad word, come to me and I'll tell you why it's a bad word, or why it's a word that we shouldn't use in our. Oh fuck! I dropped my water bottle. Anyway, I'll tell you why this is a word that should not be in your vocabulary as a person that is not of color, or a person that is not uh, identifying with the LGBTQ plus community.
Yeah.
I'll educate you. Don't always assume that though, because not everybody wants to be an educator. Some people just want to live their lives. But me personally, I'll educate you. Trust. Anyway, I feel like I don't know. Is there anything else like going on?
Not really. I mean, like, Phil Spencer's going to Activision and stuff this week, but I don't think there's a whole lot that's going to come out of that.
Yeah, other than just like not anything
Unless
public
there's, like,
anyway.
leaks. I don't think there's, like, a lot.
Yeah, there's not gonna be a lot
That
of public things going on with that. I feel like that's more of just like people being like, okay, this is a.
I feel like it'll be more of a thing like he had this meeting and we'll see what happened in the meeting, like, over the next few months.
Yeah, I think so too. One thing I did want to like talk about. I mean, we're only like 40 minutes on the timer here. Um, I did want to talk kind of like about like just like update you guys on like us, denial, the podcast, just kind of like where things are at, um, and just that kind of stuff. Um, Personally, I'm back to uploading again on YouTube, the podcast, and I'm working on some videos for both my first and second channel, my main and second channel. Um, so you guys keep an eye out for that stuff. As far as the podcast goes, we've been pretty solid with it. I feel like Exception.
I feel like we've been pretty good with the podcast.
I mean, I feel like each episode
We've been
just get
consistent.
yeah, and I since I've been like rewatching some of our old episodes, I feel like we've been getting better at this like podcast setting of talking. You know,
That's true.
there's not as much like silence, I guess, because like we were just like, yeah, cool, moving on. We kind of go into it a little bit more. I feel like in the flow is a little bit better than previously, and I feel like that's something pretty cool. I mean, obviously, we there's still so much room to grow with the podcast, not only in like the way that we create it, but also like we want guests. You know, we want to bring more
True.
people in on this climb together journey.
I would love to see more guests, but we'll see.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's kind of hard, especially with like the level that we're at as far as like content creators. Is like people have jobs and we have life and they have life, and so everyone has different schedules, and getting people's things to line up and work out is hard sometimes. But Deception, what about you? What's an update in Deception world?
Uh, I think that today me and Wade are gonna play some Halo, which will be the first time we played Halo in like forever,
Fuck yeah.
which will be fun.
And
Um,
don't forget to tell them about the thing that you told me that you got.
oh yeah, I got Adobe Premiere Pro
A Deception
editing time.
is gonna be edited soon. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Keep your eyes and ears peeled.
It should be fun.
Oh yeah,
Basically, right now, like content-wise, I'm just trying to figure out what to do till MW3 comes out.
that's fair.
Because at this rate, I don't think Aegis Defiance coming out before it.
No, it's. I think they're gonna wait till the first quarter of 2024. I feel like that's their best bet.
Either that or like late 2023, like maybe December. But like,
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a good move.
I don't know either, but we'll have to wait and see. As far as denial goes, we got some great moves happening over there. You know, we picked up Erica is a content creator. She's been killing it on streaming,
True.
which is pretty awesome. Um, we opened up our Discord. Website's coming along slowly but surely. We've got some other things in the works for you guys that I can't really speak on right now, but they're gonna be pretty awesome. You're gonna be like, oh my god, we've been waiting for this one. Um, uh,
We've been waiting.
you're gonna love the way that it goes out. You know, it's gonna be good. We brought on what?
We've been waiting.
Yeah, we have. We brought on Riss, my fiance, as social media manager for our Twitter or
That's
X,
been going well.
and that's been going really well. Such and I were kind of talking about it before the podcast, and it was something I was like, you know what? Let's just give it a go. Let's see how this goes. And honestly,
Riss knows how to get the engagements.
Riss has been killing it.
She knows how to get the impressions.
Oh yeah.
The impressions are important, and that's what we're working on.
Yeah, and like the growth has been absolutely amazing. Like, if you guys aren't following the Denial Twitter, go over to Twitter and go to one of our
Ever since
bios.
you took over, it's been great.
Well, yeah, but that's just because I got a lot of knowledge. Okay, I'm applying
Yeah.
my knowledge. I'm putting in the work.
You know how to get the impressions too.
Yeah, we're like the highest we're like our engagements and stuff like that is the highest it's been this month.
Yep.
So I mean obviously we made a right move, picking up Briss as social media manager. I mean
We're doing a
obviously
good job on the social media front.
yeah. I mean like I knew it was gonna. I was kind of iffy about it because like I was like, well like they don't really know gaming that well, but I'm really impressed with like how in tune with like the gaming world that they've been, and
Yeah.
I'm really proud. Um, and proud of myself too because one, it's really hard for me to like delegate things that I'm really passionate about, and the social media account is something I've been really passionate about. So to hand that over into someone else's hands, even if it is someone that I trust and literally my freaking
Right.
fiance, but it's hard for me to just stand there and be like, all right, you just do what you do, and I'll just it's really hard for me to do that. Okay.
You're so used to running things
Yeah,
social media wise.
yeah, like that's been like my jam for like the past 5 years of my life. Like every org I've been in, I've ran their social media account except for one. So like
That's crazy.
what, four? One of four orgs that I've been in that I did
That's
not run
crazy.
social media for them. And guess what? Their social media was not good. That entire org fell apart because the owner said the N word.
Oh,
So
that's rough.
yeah. But
That is rough.
anyway, I digress. Keep your eyes peeled. We got a lot of cool things coming your way. Make sure you guys go over to my YouTube channel. That's where all the podcasts are uploaded. We're really getting them out. So if you guys want to like be like, hey, let's go trip down memory lane and start with episode 1, go for it. Eventually, with time, like more and more episodes will be uploaded. It's like 3 a week right now. Like 2 to 3 a week, just to kind of get us caught up. And then once we're caught up, it's going to be right after the podcast at 4 p.m. every day. Well, every Wednesday. So yeah.
Every podcast day.
Every podcast day.
We're coming up on 2 years.
We are. It's exciting. Hold on, let me first podcast. Hold on, let me pull this up real quick, okay?
Oh God.
Let me pull this up, okay? First
Oh Lord.
podcast. All right, this is January
Oh Lord.
2021,
Yep.
right? Episode 1
Forever ago.
was November 17th, 2021. It was uploaded onto YouTube. I don't remember exactly like what day of the week that was.
That was a Wednesday.
2021. November 17th. It was a Wednesday.
That was the first podcast.
First podcast. So, I mean, next month it'll be 2 years. I'll have to do a nice little thing for it. When is
True.
the 17th this year?
It's on a Friday.
Oh, it's on Friday, isn't it? Yeah. So the 15th, we'll do like our anniversary episode.
Yeah.
Do like a little trip down memory lane, I guess. I don't know. Something. But that's crazy. 2 years of this podcast. I just remember like playing Cold War and I think it's like the Christmas freaking shipment met like Krampus or whatever. Deception came to chat. We were just chatting, talking about gaming and creating and we're like calling together.
Well, it was funny because we were playing Vanguard that day we were gonna announce the podcast, and we were basically talking like it was a podcast while we were playing Vanguard.
Yeah. And we were like, damn, this is it's meant to be, like we got this in the bag. And yeah, so 2 years almost later, we're still doing it. We're still kicking it. Our setup's a little bit better as far as like just like the flow of it. Because remember, we used to just like go with the flow, or like whatever we'll talk about, we'll talk about. But I feel like after a while, we were just like,
That works, but it doesn't work. It doesn't work like you can't do that all the time.
No, I feel
You
like.
gotta have a little bit of structure, but
And then we like the old like just the logo on the screen like overlay, and now we got these nice ones courtesy of me. So I don't know. I'm really proud of us of how far we've come with this podcast.
true.
It's like my little pride and joy, you know. But anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode of the Climb Together podcast. I have been your host, Tonage Scorpio, with my co-host Deception. Deception, say bye.
Bye.
Make sure you guys like, subscribe, follow the podcast, do all the things you gotta do. And we will see you guys. We stream this podcast live every Wednesday, 12 p.m. EST. Well, almost every Wednesday, 12 p.m. EST. And on Twitch, twitch.tv/Tonage_Scorp, twitch.tv/Deception276. We will see you guys next time. Peace.